In this module, you will gain understanding and learn some of the key search and access technologies and features provided by CommVault software, including search architecture, user access, sharing, and data compliance. You will be able to position these technologies effectively and convey and differentiate the technical value of these technologies to your customers. Let's begin by delving into CommVault software's search capabilities. As we've covered, CommVault provides the capability to back up and archive data from a wide variety of sources, for example data center servers, end-user laptops, or file system data from shared network storage devices. Regardless of the source of the data or whether a backup or archive operation is performed on the data is stored in a virtual storage repository known as the content store. As mentioned, the content store is comprised of the various target storage devices leveraged in an environment, as well as perhaps most importantly, the shared indexes that contain the information on that data. By leveraging a single intelligent index structure across both backup and archive data, CommVault software empowers users in an organization to quickly and easily search, classify, select, and retrieve all electronically stored information retained in the content store. Some of the key benefits of CommVault Search include simple, self-service access to enterprise data and information to help empower users for increased productivity, a reduction in e-discovery and compliance risk by ensuring all data sources are accounted for in a single enterprise-wide search that includes edge devices, public and private clouds, application, archive, and backup data. Improved visibility, prevention of overcollection, and a dramatic reduction in document review time with integrated reporting, retention, and deduplication capabilities. Leverage native capabilities of familiar tools such as Microsoft Office to recover emails archived both locally on PCs and anywhere in the content store. To quickly review, a key component in architecting a search environment is the search node. The search node can act in two distinct roles, either as a server that provides indexing and search capabilities, or a server that provides only the search functionality. A search engine always requires at least one search node that conducts search and index. The remainder can be search only, as depicted here. As mentioned earlier, a CommVault search engine can scale as a customer's needs grow. All environments begin with a search node that conducts both search and indexing. When the search node reaches or approaches its limitation on the total number of objects the node can handle, additional search nodes may be introduced. The maximum number of objects that a node can handle is dependent on numerous factors, including the hardware configuration, the composure of the objects, and the overall performance of the environment. This is covered in detail in the CommVault Solution Architect course. For current guidelines, please refer to the CommVault documentation website. In order to minimize infrastructure costs, the original search node may be transferred to a virtual machine given that the load required by the search function is much less than that required by the index function. Using this methodology, customers may incrementally grow their search engines up to the maximum number of nodes allowed. With regards to the actual search engine index itself, it is recommended that 6 terabytes of high-performance disk be allocated for the index, which will handle up to the 30 million object limitation. The index function is fairly I/O intensive, and the recommendations provided in documentation.commvault.com will ensure appropriate levels of performance to scale. The index contains all the keywords associated with the index data as well as the previews for the data objects. The sizing recommendations also take into account the need for space required for optimization of the database during maintenance tasks. One item to note is that with the new CommVault search engine, one email represents an object, regardless of the number of attachments. This is a departure from previous versions and may impact sizing significantly. The CommVault search engine is powered by Apache Solr, which is part of the Apache Lucene open source project. This Solr engine provides our customers with many benefits, including the capability to index data in a highly effective manner and allow search and e-discovery across repositories. It provides a highly distributed indexing and searching configuration that enables users to index simultaneously on multiple servers and to search across those servers. It also allows users to drill down to a granular level to find the specific documents that are most relevant to their goal, and makes the process of identifying and discovering the right information in e-discovery requests much easier. This diagram provides an overview of a sample CommVault content indexing and search architecture. One component of note in the diagram is the server that is designated as the web server and web console, and in cases of compliance search engines, the compliance search server. The web console and web server components may be installed on the same system or different systems depending on the requirements. The web server provides access to the underlying federated search platform for users through a variety of interfaces, which we will cover in the subsequent slides. An area of significant enhancement with the latest version of CommVault software surrounds how users can easily access their data. In this section, we'll discuss the various access vehicles available for users that can be used to find and retrieve data, regardless of whether it was backed up or saved. The CommVault Web Console is the primary access application for end users. The console is a self-service application that allows users to perform data management operations such as backup, restore, download, and so on. In addition, the web console allows users to run reports, download software packages, and manage virtual machines, among other operations. Many of the features covered in future sections of this course reference accessibility through the web console. Before we delve into the specific access methods, a review of stubs is worthwhile. When data is archived from its primary location, stubs provide an indicator of the original file and pointers to where it has been relocated. In email, traditional stubs are left in place of the original email. In the case of Exchange, recalling messages requires either Outlook or Outlook Web Access. Universal stubs are left in place of the original email, and a recall is performed via HTTP. For file objects, file stubs are left in place of the original file. File recovery requires either a file system driver or a driverless Windows Explorer add-in, which we'll cover momentarily. For data that originates on certain network-attached storage filers, including network appliance and cellular devices, these filers have an API that is used to perform the archive and recall of files. This delivers the benefit that no end-user recall drivers are required. Let's start out by discussing the different ways that a user can access their Exchange Mailbox data with CommVault software when leveraging the Exchange Mailbox agent. There are 5 primary methods available for access. Protected and archived messages may be accessed via Outlook with either an Outlook plugin or via a content store mailbox. They may also be accessed via OWA, the web console, the CommVault mobile application, or finally from any IMAP-compatible device. To improve performance and reduce burden on the production system, the Exchange server is not used for the message recall process. The right-hand side of this diagram depicts the basic process conducted when backing up and archiving data. The Exchange Mailbox agent can be deployed either on a separate proxy or media agent. The left-hand side of this diagram shows the core process that occurs when a user is recalling, either downloading or previewing, protected Exchange data. After an end user initiates a recall, this is picked up by the configured recall service, which is part of the web console. The recall service retrieves the data from the media agent and caches the information locally so that subsequent requests can be served from the cache. The message and/or attachment is opened out of the cache and presented to the end user. This process effectively removes the Exchange server from the recall path. From the user's perspective, a stub message appears exactly as the original message. Enhanced object and content indexing enables on-demand previews for the contents of messages. Opening a stub does not trigger a recall. After opening the stub, a user can choose whether or not to download the original message, one or all of the attachments, forward or reply to the message, or to copy the contents of the message. The Content Store Email Viewer is a feature that provides a number of advantages over traditional Exchange archive access methods. Because of the intuitive nature of Content Store Mail, little or no end-user training is required. Two items to note are that the Content Store Email Viewer requires content indexing and the Outlook add-in. Expanding on this, the Content Store Email Viewer appears as a typical secondary mailbox in the Outlook interface and is fully integrated with Outlook. Messages housed within the Content Store Mail may be searched across using native Outlook search tools. The Web Console provides an integrated web-based solution that leverages both object and content indexes, and allows users to browse their email folders, preview and download messages, and search across those messages. The Web Console has an interface that will be familiar to users and provides them access to their archived data and allows them to view and restore that data without repopulating their production mailboxes. The Web Console provides users the capability to self-service restore both archived and protected data. The basic process for accessing protected and archived data from the web consoles is as follows. First, the user will log into the web console. Then select from either their mail, file, or machine data. The user will be presented with this interface, which will likely be very familiar to most. Within the web console, users are afforded advanced search capabilities such as those depicted here. The CommVault Edge Drive solution allows users to store, access, and share files from virtually anywhere. Files and folders are uploaded to the Edge Drive, synced automatically, and accessed using a web console or mobile app. With Edge Drive, you can securely upload and download your files and folders from anywhere. Use your Edge Drive folder like any other local device. Share the files and folders with other users from the web console. Rename, move, or edit these files and folders within Edge Drive. The changes are automatically updated across all Edge Drive-enabled devices. The solution complements endpoint data protection as data typically gets captured and synchronized more frequently than a regular backup. It also improves productivity by allowing a user to access their data from any device or location and share with other individuals either inside or outside of the organization. The CommVault data sharing feature enables end users to share files and folders easily with just a few clicks. Any file data on a device that the user owns can be shared as well as data from their personal Edge Drive. The sharing functionality is fully integrated into the web console and, as we will see momentarily, the CommVault mobile app. First, the user simply selects a computer that they own and that has been protected by CommVault. This would typically be their laptop or desktop PC. The user can then navigate to the file or folder that they wish to share, check the selection tick box, and then click Share. The Share window will appear and the user can invite people to the share and set their permissions, either view or edit. The user can then choose to expire the share after 7 days, 30 days, or a custom date. The user also selects whether the share can be reshared by any of the people invited to the share, and finally, the user can add an email notification with a personal message when the share is created. Additionally, the file or folder can be shared by using a public link. Once the user selects the item, they can click the Get Link button. The public share link provides view-only access to the share without requiring that users accessing have a web console account created on that CommCell. This is useful when sharing files with persons outside of the organization. Again, an expiration date can be added as well as an access password. The CommVault mobile app provides users unprecedented access to their organizationally secured data and reduces the burden of administrators for simple recovery of files. With the CommVault mobile application, users can access their data from any Android or iOS device. After logging in, users are presented with this interface which shows the devices that they have protected. The user can select any device from which they wish to retrieve data, and they are provided with the directory structure of that system. The user can navigate to the directory where the file they wish to retrieve is located. When the file is located, touching the file name will bring up a preview if one is available, or if they click the file options of the file, as shown here, they will be able to download the file to a local device or perform a number of other actions. The sharing features we will cover momentarily. Back to the home screen again, the user can access their personal Edge drive. The user can see all of their files and folders stored on their Edge drive. They can also upload new files, folders, or images to their drive. The Share option allows a specific file or folder to be shared with other users inside or outside of the organization. Each user added can be given view-only or edit permissions to the share and notify that they have been added via email. Finally, the user can also create a share by creating a public download link. In this case, the users accessing the share would not require a CommVault account for the web console to download the file. The owner can set an expiration date on the public share, and also an access password if required. Now, let's take a look at how archived files are recalled and accessed from a typical Windows file system environment using CommVault OnePass. Here, a typical file system stub is depicted. Stubs have an attribute that allows them to retain the original properties of the file. Opening the property view of a stub will show the original size of the file due to these attributes. But if the size on disk value is viewed, it will typically show a value of just 1 to 4K, which is the amount of space that is actually being consumed on primary storage. With CommVault software, customers also have the option to implement a feature called Driverless OnePass Agent for Windows Explorer. This provides users the capability to browse data that has been backed up or archived directly from within Windows Explorer. Users can easily restore or recall data that has been protected or archived by CommVault software, as well as view and restore different versions of the file. CommVault software's compliance search capabilities provide users such as legal or HR personnel the capability to conduct content-based search across a wide variety of file types, including emails, files, web history, instant messaging, and document management systems. After logging in, a user is initially presented with the basic search interface. If required, a much more advanced view that allows users to drill down based on various attributes and find the specific file sets they require. The system makes it easy for users to search for relevant data, review the search sets, and place sets of data on legal hold for litigation purposes. Case Manager is a feature that allows compliance officers to collect data that has been previously protected and indexed in CommVault into a case. The case can contain information from specific data sources, such as laptops and mailboxes, that are owned by a particular person, a so-called custodian. All custodian files managed by a case will be automatically locked in secondary storage until the custodian is removed from the case or the case is deleted. Case Manager is useful for e-discovery use cases where customers are performing legal case management and investigations. It is also both much easier and more common to perform e-discovery and search-related operations against custodians rather than individual files or data types. So how does it work? Cases are created through the compliance search interface by a compliance officer. Custodians added to the case will have legal hold retention policies applied to all file data. Retention length is determined by the policy associated with the case. Additional files created and owned by the custodian will also have legal hold policies applied, and additional custodians can be added to the case at any time. The preserved custodian data can be viewed and searched and moved to review sets for comments, tagging, and to create legal workflow processes. Custodian data can also be exported, creating a separate copy of selected items that can be downloaded for data preservation or additional analysis outside of the Search Console, or to provide to opposing legal counsel. Additionally, custodian data can be copied to a legal hold set. This would create a separate copy of the selected items from the case for long-term archive. It is estimated that customer data growth rates are exceeding 40%, and in most cases, the cost of storage is not dropping at the same rate. However, customers are faced with more rigorous legislations that state that certain types of data must be retained for many years. In short, for today's data growth rates, simply keeping all of your data on one flat retention is proving to be very costly. Reference Copy provides customers a policy-driven engine to manage file and email with content rules. With CommVault, you have the ability to access, search, analyze, collect, and retain data in a single platform that can align to business value and end-user requirements. Adding Reference Copy now gives you the ability to reduce retention costs and only keep relevant data. With Reference Copy, you can extend the ability to retain data by metadata and content. Imagine being able to retain or put data in virtual containers, different media types, copies, or cloud based on the filters you see here on the screen, including full text keyword. This same policy-based engine is tied to the compliance search you saw earlier, providing a granular compliance-based retention engine that can be used for many use cases. Any reference copy collection can be assigned specific security rights, giving you the power to find data across servers, locations, and/or data types, mapped to the specific users as needed. Here are a couple of examples. You can create a reference copy to retain all emails from Andrea Ring for a period of 5 years. Or create a reference copy to back up and retain all files containing the word testco for 7 years. So whether you are looking for content-aware retention or access, Reference Copy can help you get the relevant data to the right tier, right user, or even erase, remove what isn't wanted. Another powerful application of the Content Store can be seen with CommVault's software capability to search medical images. This functionality provides the capability to search medical images across multiple vendor platforms. During the archive process, the Content Store captures and indexes DICOM data, which allows for in-depth medical image search capabilities. To provide a quick run-through, the below screen allows for search by patient info. If the fields are left blank, then all available records will be shown. Double-clicking on the desired search result will provide access to the next level of information. The second layer allows you to search for a particular ailment of the patient, the accession number, and the dates of the particular study. The third search layer lets you search through a series of images. And a further drill down provides the specific image files associated with the series. When an image is selected, the metadata associated with that image appears, as well as the option to view a preview or download that image. CommVault Software's healthcare search capabilities complement the range of powerful data management solutions for the healthcare industry. To wrap up our section on search and access, here is a recap of some of the highlights associated with CommVault software capabilities. The CommVault search engine acts as the basis for highly scalable and flexible indexing and search environments, and can provide both end users and compliance users the tools to find the specific information they require for a particular operation in a highly effective manner. The Content Store email viewer provides deep and seamless integration with Microsoft Outlook, including integrated search capabilities and message previews. This results in little to no need for end-user training and reduced administrative burden. The web console provides a familiar, user-friendly interface which facilitates user access to a wide variety of CommVault features, accessible from any internet-connected device. Compliance search is also enhanced and provides compliance users a simple yet powerful method to find the specific data required for an operation. Through policy-driven content filtering, Reference Copy addresses customer challenges associated with spiraling data retention costs and legislations. Edge Drive and the CommVault mobile app provides end users anywhere access, search, store, and sharing features for their data assets. And finally, CommVault's medical imaging solution provides extensible imaging search options across multiple healthcare vendors.